Scars. We all got them. And if you don't, you're either a newborn or a liar. Either way, scars are an inevitability in one's life, and I've got my own fair share of them. As I tend to get injured more than the average person, as I have the inability to walk around like a normal person, and am prone to tripping over nothing and everything. Luckily, most of these injuries are relatively harmless and don't leave any lasting scars. However, I do have some scars whose stories I want to talk about. Anyways, on to the stories. My first scar happened when I was around 2 years old and my mother was watching over me. She had something to take care of in the other room, so she set me on the kitchen counter. Which was fine, standard stuff, what could go wrong? She also left the stove on. And in her defense, she was cooking something, so it wasn't just fire. But to a toddler who hasn't yet gained sentience, all that went through my mind was, ooh, glowy, and... leaving this nifty scar. A warning of what's to come. This next story happened when I was 13. So, a little context. I hate staying still for long periods of time. Hell, even short periods of time make me uncomfortable. And whenever the uncomfortableness gets too much, I just run around until I feel better. I'm able to put up with it for things like school, but even then I tend to kick and swing my legs constantly to feel better. Anyways, back to the story. I was in my parents' room and running around because of aforementioned uncomfortableness when I caught my leg on the carpet and slid, scraping a layer of skin from my knee. Anyways, I slapped on a band-aid and carried on. About a week later, when the injury was just about done healing, I was running around in my parents' room again. Why was I doing this while my knee was still healing? Good question. I tripped on the carpet again and slid, reopening my wound and causing it to grow slightly bigger. Finally learning my lesson, I waited for the injury to fully heal. This last story happened about 2 years ago, also in my parents' room. I should really stop playing in their room. To set the scene a little, the room has these wardrobes with these weird handles, which are pretty dull. You wouldn't expect to seriously harm yourself on these. So back to me. I was running around because what else was I gonna do? And lost my footing and tripped into the wardrobe's handle so hard it left a deep cut on my wrist. And when I say deep, I mean I saw white tissue coming out of the wound. Well, that's not good. Oh well, slapped a band-aid on it and called it a day. And before you guys go, Cora, why didn't you go to the hospital? My family doesn't go to the doctors except for getting our shots or if we've broken a bone or nearly died or something along those lines. Anything other than that? Here's a band-aid and ibuprofen, now go sleep it off. I just let the arm be and waited for it to heal. And the wound left behind a scar that kind of looked like an eye, so that was cool, I suppose. Surprisingly, these are the only scars I've acquired over my 18 years on this planet. But I have no doubt that there will be more, so, Lost World Part 2. Hope you enjoyed this video. Bye bye.